Just like last week, Chit Chat with Manoj will wind down this edition of the Capital Forum. Chit Chat with Manoj is a popular segment on GTV. The viewers look forward to this feature as the guests that appear on it are from all walks of life. The mastermind and host of Chit Chat with Manoj is none other than Mr. Manoj Singh, who is the CEO of Caesar Productions. On the set this week, Mr. Singh points out the popularity of food trucks. Let's meet his guest, who is the owner and chef of a food truck, and his name is Mr. Amit Juneja.
Welcome to Chit Chat with Manoj. I am Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, food trucks. Lately they've become very popular and some of them are very well known. Whenever I go to New York, my friends tell me, oh, go and have the dosa man's truck in Lower Manhattan, or have the kebabs and biryanis on such and such streets. And it also reminds us of having street food in South Asian countries. So joining me for this discussion today is Amit Juneja.
Hi.
He has a food truck in Montgomery County, and the name is very interesting, Cajun Deli. I think I will talk more about it, how the name came about, and maybe it's got to do with some spices, mix of spices. So, Amit, tell us a little bit more about yourself, where you grew up and the college you went to, and a little bit about your background.
Sure. So I was born in New Orleans and lived there the majority of my life. I moved to Maryland for college, and I went to the University of Maryland and graduated in 2005. But I always had a love for cooking, so I took a longer route and was in finance for about 10 years. But I'm happy I took the plunge and am in the food truck business.
So you got, I guess, tired of the numbers and spreadsheets, and you thought food was the it. Or so, did you have passion for it? Like or were you cooking at home or trying something here and there?
I always had a big interest in food, even growing up. When I was a kid, you're asked in school, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said I wanted to be a chef, but traditional Indian parents steered me towards some more traditional tracks, I eventually it was all day in front of a computer, and I really wanted to connect with people and be outside, and a food truck was a perfect answer.
Good for you. So let's talk about your food truck. The name is very interesting, Cajun Deli. How did that come about?
It just fit the concept so well. A friend of mine actually came up with it one day when we were talking about potential names for it, and since we're doing Cajun Indian fusion, the name, as soon as I heard it, I knew instantly that was what we were going to go with.
So that's a good follow-up question. Then tell us about the menu, and what are some of those things on the menu which exhibit the mix of Cajun Creole cooking of the Louisiana and Indian cooking?
Oh yeah, so I would say our most popular item is a twist on a classic New Orleans sandwich called a muffaletta. A muffaletta is traditionally a lot of Italian meats and cheese and this special olive salad spread on a big roll. And so I've sort of changed it up a bit. I've added paneer and I've created my own olive mix with some different spices to it, as well as a chili chutney aioli to go with it. So that sort of mixes, both styles. And on the other end, I've done a very popular dish which I call Cajun Makhni, which is a Cajun twist on the traditional butter chicken that a lot of us enjoy, comfort food and that sort of thing. with a lot more Cajun flavor, spices, andouille sausage, and some other things to it. So.
Sounds yummy to me. I know you guys also want to try this. What is a typical day for you in the food truck? Like, how does you start off in the morning, and how does it go about? What's your schedule look like?
Most days, I'm at my kitchen about 7:30 in the morning, getting ready for the day, prepping, cooking, whatever I need to do. And then I typically do lunch service from 11:30 to 2, wherever I'll be located that day, because I tend to move around. And then afterwards, it's clean up, dishes, putting stuff away, and that sort of stuff. So I'd say I probably get home around 5:30 most days. So yeah, 7:30 to 5:30.
A lot of hard work. Again, a good follow-up question, talking about location. How do you pick your location? Like, okay, where my truck should be, and are you high-tech with Twitter and so people already know where the truck is and GPS and all that?
Yes. So to do it in reverse order, I'm very much into social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Yelp, saying where we are, what our specials of the day are, as well as on our website. Anything we have scheduled in advance is listed there. And I'm sorry, what was
location-wise?
Location-wise, I get invited some places. Some office parks like to bring trucks in as a appreciation for their employees or their tenants.
Diversity.
Or I just look for areas where I think would be popular, and try get in touch with the property manager and go from there.
Nice. So is your food truck available for like private parties? Like I can just call the truck and then
Absolutely.
Is it. That's my catering.
Absolutely, yes. We do office catering, lunches, private dinners, events, weddings, festivals, everything.
So how do you handle like when there's too much crowd on lunchtime? Do you have help, or how do you like manage the whole sequence?
I do have an assistant who's with me most days. He's actually my cousin. His name is Neeraj. And he's learning a lot, learning hands-on every day with me, and so he's my helper.
You mentioned in the beginning that it's a lot about getting out there and talking to people, bringing people together, so what is any good story you have, a good experience you had? Because people do walk up to you and do they talk about?
Absolutely, yeah. People do stop me a fair amount. I had a repeat customer ask me to do their wedding in October. So that was a great honor, and I have a big fan who is a big fan of my vegetarian food. I think he's come to see me 8 times in the past 3 weeks.
Wow,
so he
that's nice.
he always
Good
looks
for
for
you.
me. Yeah.
Good for you. So let's coming to what are the challenges in food truck business?
It's all you. So everything you put in, you get out, and so the more time and effort. So it's really about motivating yourself and getting out there, and then it's physical work as well. You're on your feet, many hours a day, and you're in a hot kitchen. So you just have to be able to work through everything and get adjusted. Once you get adjusted, I feel like it sort of smooths itself out. But those are the really only big ones.
So do you experiment also? Like you're always changing the menu, like you said. I think you have your specials also.
Yes.
So you're trying and seeing what works, what does not work. Do you sort of an R&D?
So I did pretty extensive R&D before I launched the truck, but I like to always keep things fresh and have some variety. If you've if you've seen the truck before, at least something a little bit different. So I try to do either one traditional New Orleans or one traditional Northern Indian dish a day on special, in addition to a lot of my standard items.
How long you have been doing this?
So the truck has been operational since the beginning of May. May 2nd was our first day on the road. So a little over 2 months active, but I had been planning this and building the truck and everything since October of last year.
So does the food truck business also have to comply with all the Montgomery County certifications and hygiene and all of that, licenses, or like a restaurant does?
Absolutely. We have the same health inspectors and permits. I actually think we might have a few additional ones because we're mobile. There's a lot of commerce and transportation permits you also have to get because we're not a stationary location. But yep, we're inspected and approved. Yeah, we're a licensed food facility.
That's very nice. So what are the benefits? We talked about, of course, you always had the passion for making food, and you come about these people who, some repeat business and some personal stories. Any other benefits?
Yeah, I mean, food to me is a labor of love. You do this because you love to cook and be creative, and you also love the interaction you get with people. For me, if I feed 50 people in a day, hopefully I made 50 people's days just that much better. And to me, that's an impact, and that's what I really want to do.
That's a good thought. That's a very good thought indeed. Can you share any quick recipe with the audience today?
Yeah, sure. So something I like to do in the mornings for me on the weekend is classic shrimp and grits. So I like to do it Creole style, and very briefly, I'll let anyone make grits however they like to make them. But for the shrimp, you make a little shrimp stock. And create a roux with some flour, and slow cooking that until it becomes a nice dark color, and then you add whatever vegetables you like to do: onions, shallots, celery, green peppers, garlic. Saute all that together. Get the shrimp in there. Throw a little butter. Throw a little cream, and then serve that over the grits. And that's like my brunch go-to on the weekends.
Sounds creative. I'll try it out. I'll talk to you after the show.
Absolutely.
Any last-minute comments or you would like to share with the audience, the South Asian community in our DC metro area?
First of all, thank you for inviting me on the show. This is my first big real interview, so I appreciate that. And just like to say, I'm out there. I'm out there every day, and if you're interested in some unique twists on dishes that you'll recognize in look, but in flavor will be quite different, I encourage everyone to come check us out and find out where we are.
I'm sure you've generated some interest here, and people are going to try, or hopefully will go and try your cuisine on your truck. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amit, also for you to coming on my show and taking out the time to do so. I always say in the end, I end with a quote, interesting quote: running a food truck is a hard job. It is a business in the end of the day. And to do it well, one needs to have the passion. And we talked about it. It's by James Cunningham from East Street. Thank you all the best. And like I always say, life is short, have fun, and have no regrets.